to record this, hopefully. And the other thing is I'm going to play a song. Hopefully that you guys are with me. Here we go. How's everybody doing? Join me, come on in. Hopefully you can hear my music, my flow. Five minutes. Everybody, get. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Okay. I think we got it started. Yes. I'm going to make sure that I'm like on and I'm not talking to myself, that I can see myself. And I hope I can. Let me see. Yes, I think I'm on. And if not, then I'm just talking to myself. Okay. All right, maybe somebody can send me a text that says I'm live on Facebook and I'm recording, so I'm just gonna go for it. I hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you for joining me, Facebook Live, for you that are with me. Thank you so much. And I just want to say hello. Hope you're having a great January. Been really busy for me this week. Crazy week at work, a lot of stuff going on. I was on vacation for like 23 days, and then now going back to work has seemed like super stressful. But I'm back at it and having a good time and all those good things. So I'm still making sure that I am, there I go. I saw myself that I was live. Yes, all right, I'm good. All right, and so say hi in the chat if you're here. Hey, Tony, good to see you. It's Tony Hayes. And I see some other comments in there. I see Kim. Kim's there. All right, I gotta put this down. All right, I'm multitasking. I see Kimberly, Dr. Yee, how are you doing? Hi, Pamajama, good seeing you. Love you guys. I don't want to take up very much of your time because if you're like me, you're hungry. You're hungry with the hangry, a little bit hungry. So today we're going to just talk really quick about self-compassion. And I am going to bring up I'm going to share my screen and hopefully find my screen that I want to share. Here I go. Let me find it real quick. I think I need to do this, share, and then I need to go here, and I want to share my go into presentation mode. Good Lord. All right, and let me see. All right, so here I go. About to present. We are talking about self-compassion. And are you practicing self-compassion? Let's talk about it. There's self-care and then there's self-compassion. So we want to talk about those and see how a diva woman like yourself can practice self-compassion in your life, what it means, what it looks like. So let me give you some statistics. First of all, self-compassion and menopause. We always bring it back to menopause because this group is about, supporting midlife women as they thrive and they go through menopause, and to inspire them to live a vision, a healthy life, a vision-inspired life. And so that's what I'm about as a midlife health coach and a menopause specialist that's my plan and my goal, to always encourage you in those areas of your life. So self-compassion and menopause, too often women going through the menopausal transition beat themselves up for the changes they're experiencing, which can add to the stress of the situation, setting up a vicious cycle. So sometimes you feel like, I should be handling this okay. I should be okay. I'm having this hot flashes, but I should still be, I should be like, I shouldn't be a hot mess. And I feel like I'm a hot mess. I'm letting my family down. I snapped at my husband, all those things that could be, you could be beating yourself up for. So self-compassion is really important as you go through the transformation of menopause. Menopause is kind of like puberty in reverse, right? When your body started changing through puberty, you didn't know like how your hips were going to change and your breasts and all that kind of stuff. Your body was on its own path. And with menopause, it's the same thing. Your body is on its own path. So sometimes it's very disconcerting if you feel like you should be handling a situation and you don't feel like you are. So what is self-compassion? It refers to a way of relating to yourself with kindness, not to be confused with arrogance or conceit. So it's a balanced approach to looking at yourself and how you're feeling and how you're doing. Instead of pulling out the mental whip and flogging yourself for your past failures, take a moment to pat yourself on the back for what you've already done. Give yourself a hand clap right now in the comments for what you've already done, for how you've already been successful, how maybe you have a successful business that you like, or you're a successful mom. You just love the people in your life, and your children are thriving and growing, and even if your children are struggling, you're still a success that you love yourself and you care for yourself and you want to do your best. So pat yourself for what you've done. Show yourself compassion for where you feel you've fallen short. Your heart will thank you for it literally. Literally. It'll thank you for it literally. And I have a study to show you that is true. So there was a study, it was published in Health Psychology, found that midlife women who practiced self-compassion had lower risk of developing cardiovascular disease, regardless of other traditional risk factors, such as high blood pressure. So say that ran in your family, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and cholesterol levels, all of which can become less than optimal during the menopausal transition. So these were people who could have had these traditional risk factors, but they practiced self-compassion. In the study, the researchers, they surveyed women between the ages of 45 and 67 and asked them to rate how often they experienced feelings of inadequacy, whether they often felt disappointed by their self-perceived flaws, or if they granted themselves caring and tenderness during difficult life moments. So it's like when you're in those difficult moments and you feel like you're failing, or you feel like you let your boss down, you feel like you let your husband down, or you let yourself down, how do you respond to yourself? And so do you grant yourself caring and tenderness during those difficult times, or do you, put yourself down? The women also received a standard diagnostic ultrasound of their carotid arteries, major vessels in the neck that carry the blood from the heart to the brain, The scientists found that women who scored higher on the self-compassion scale had thinner carotid artery walls, less plaque buildup than those with lower self-compassion. So they found that they had the data that showed that these women, as far as their heart condition went, were in better health. So it means that you have a lower long-term risk of cardiovascular disease, such as heart attacks and strokes. And that's something, you practice self-compassion and you can make your life longer. You can live longer because you take time to exercise self-compassion. So a lot of times we think this stuff is just fluff, but the brain is powerful. Your mindset is powerful. How you see things, how you see yourself, it's powerful, and it relates to your health. And so that's why it's so important. So self-compassion, there's 3 areas. Self-kindness, we are as caring for ourselves as we are towards others. I think that's powerful. The second one is recognizing our common humanity. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has bad days, but you can have a bad day and make maybe a bad choice, but you're not a bad person. You recognize that being imperfect is part of life, and you're not putting yourself down. So, a lot of times when I open mouth, insert foot, I'll beat myself up for like 2 or 3 days. Go back and apologize and still beat myself up for 2 or 3 days, right? And so I just think that there's a part of that forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others, that translates into a better, healthier life. And then mindfulness is so important, non-judgmental of the feelings you're having. Say you are, you have a day and you just, you say some things, you kind of lose it. And then you're like, you can go back and just be, okay, that's how I was feeling in the moment. Okay, maybe analyze, observe your thoughts and emotions and be in the moment. A lot of times when you don't practice mindfulness, you could be in a situation and then after it's over, you're like, oh, I should have said this. Oh, I should have said that. And maybe if you were being more mindful of the conversation at the time, you would have had a calmer spirit about yourself and you could have, responded the way that you wanted to. Even I showed statistics about practicing mindfulness and just deep breathing and all those kind of things. They can help you in a situation. What did they tell you when you were in labor? They said, breathe. They said, breathe, right? So it's important to practice mindfulness. Okay, so practicing self-compassion, the benefits are that your emotional and your mental well-being are going to be better. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That dominates your system when you're in rest and your digesting states, like at night. That activates that system in your body. So instead of going into your fight or flight, flee or fight, mechanism, you go into this rest and calming state. It gives you a sense of safety and security, and physically, it gives you a better immune function and other psychological processes. So, how can you implement self-compassion in your life? Just ask yourself, in what ways do you beat yourself up, queen, unnecessarily? Like, I'll even have a situation and I'll go talk to a coworker and I was like, man, did I say, the wrong thing, or was I? And they're like, no, you were fine. Did I say, no, you're okay. Sometimes you just tell you you're okay, but there's still ways that you could just beat yourself up. And have you forgiven yourself and let the past go? Are you quick to put yourself down? And would you talk to others the way you talk to yourself? That's really powerful. Would you talk to others the way you talk to yourself? And if you realize that you are more compassionate with other people than you are with yourself, then you need to up your game. You need to ramp it up because you're worth it. Your health and your wellness and your mental capacity and your calmness and your peace, all those things, it's worth it. And I think self-compassion is something that I really didn't think about it, but I've been seeing, I saw that study and that made me dive into self-compassion and what does it really mean. So on my thing, I said, is self-care and self-compassion, what's the difference? So self-care, the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. That's the definition I found. The practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress expressing oneself in an essential form of self-care. So to me, in my mind, I would like to know what you think in the comments. In my mind, I think that a form of self-care is practicing self-compassion. A form of self-care would be getting your rest. A form of self-care would be exercising and eating well. So I think that self-compassion is one of the elements of self-care. What do you think about that? Put a thumbs up or tell me what you think in the comments about that. Because I think I'd love to see that. Okay, I see a couple there. So yes, and then ask yourselves, like next time, see a thumbs up, thank you. Next time that you have a difficult situation, I hope that you come back and you say, how can I be self-compassionate to myself? And those three areas, I want to go back to these three areas: self-kindness, recognizing your humanity, and being mindful, not being judgmental of the emotions and the things that you're having at the time, and just observing how you're doing and slowing down in the moment. Those things will help you exercise self-compassion in your life. And I think the real thing is number 2 for self-compassion, recognizing our common humanity, that everybody has bad days, everyone makes mistakes, and a lot of times we'll be more forgiving of someone else, I already said this, than we will be ourselves. Oh, she was just having a bad day, or he was just having a bad day. And, but when we have those bad days, we don't practice self-compassion. Okay. All right. So we already talked about the benefits of your emotional well-being. It's going to help your heart. I mean, it's going to help your heart. Why wouldn't you want to practice more self-compassion? So in conclusion, these findings underscore the importance of practicing kindness and compassion, particularly towards yourself. This was by Dr. Thurston. She said in the release of the study, we are all living through extraordinarily stressful times. And all research suggests that self-compassion is essential for both our mental and our physical health. So I think it's so important in the middle of a pandemic to make sure you are exercising self-compassion for your life and for the people around you. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope that's good. Was that good? Give me a thumbs up. I see some people are still live in the comments. Thank you, Tina. Hi, Tina. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, hey, girl. Thank you. So I hope that helps. And also for your comments below, I always give like a $10 Starbucks gift card, and I put it in a little raffle thing, and I can bless you with a $10 gift card. So if you watch this on the replay for the next 24 hours, go ahead and make a comment on anything that I said. If there's any area that that you can improve in as far as being self-compassionate to your, showing it to yourself, then that would just be great to put in the comments. I remember, I'll be done. I remember when I used to teach a Group X class, and sometimes you would have a Group X class that was like awesome, like you hit it out the park, you were rocking it. I mean, your class was awesome. And people said, good job. And then you'd have those classes where your music wasn't together, you forgot the routine, you were late, started out late, all stressed. And then I remember I would feel bad about my aerobics class until the next time I taught, then I would feel like I redeemed myself, right? So that's just an instance where if I didn't teach a good class up to the quality that I wanted to, I would feel bad for 2 days or a week till I taught the class again. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? So that's just one instance where we could, exercise self-compassion. Okay, have a good day. I love that, Kim. Great and important information. Yes, I need to be kinder to myself. Yes, amen. We all need to be. And, and women, we're always trying to get in better health. And so if you get on the scale and you go up a couple pounds, a lot of times we thrash ourselves. I mean, we beat ourselves up. So I think in every area, there's probably, situations where we could be better. Okay, I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for being here. And I will see you again. I'm trying to do this every 2 weeks. We'll see how it goes. But I appreciate you so much. Leave a comment in there and I'll give a gift card out to probably Saturday. I hope you have a good night. Bye.